Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I'm really excited to show you some of the wallets that we're shipping out today. And I wanted to start off here with an incredible piece of inverted blue shell cordovan. And this is a made-to-order wallet that we did for a really special customer, and they picked out this shell with me personally. So that is something we do offer on a limited basis, depending on if we have the leather available, is I can work with you to pick out specific pieces of leather, especially in something like the inverted shells here or the marbled shells. Sometimes those patterns are a little bit different, and I can help you choose exactly what you're looking for. So this customer wanted this sort of crease line that you might be able to see down the spine there. There's a little lighter section in that patterning that they wanted to cut into the center of the bill slot on the back. And then of course we have this really great contrast of the inverted blue. It sort of ranges a little bit tan and green, a little bit more aqua blue, and it's really, really nice. I love the inverted blue. This one also has some very bold orange hand stitching. And that is something that we have a significant upcharge for, but it does have a bit of a striking look. I feel like the hand stitching makes it a little bit more about the stitching and a little bit less about the leather. But if you love a bold thread, sort of chunky thread look, I encourage you to check out the hand stitching. And take a look at the inside here. So we've got more inverted blue shell cordovan with that orange hand stitching that works really well. And you might be able to see just how dramatic and how dynamic the color contrast is on this inverted blue shell. On the inside, it's a little bit darker. We do have a little bit of a lighter spot on the bottom left there in the shell. And if I can hit the leather at the right angle here, you can see just how much it lightens up at more dramatic angles and a little bit darker at other angles. This is a really beautiful Fat Herbie with some hidden card slots, inverted blue shell, and orange hand stitching. Let's take a look at some more stuff that we're sending out today. And this is our keychain belt clip. We'd been calling this the Key Buddy. I actually use one of these every day, and I really enjoy mine. This one here is in reverse black shell cordovan, and it has antique brass hardware. Up next, I have our brand new Vic snap wallet. And this is a very simple minimalist design with a flap snap closure. This is something I suggest for a lot of front pocket wearers. And this snap wallet is made in the M's Chromexcel in the natural color. What's different about this one, and this is a made-to-order wallet, we have an additional card holder that was placed on the back here. So a little bit of a quick access Vic snap wallet here. Up next, I have a vertical card slot Bugs Moran in a really nice piece of black Dublin. A little bit less figuring on this particular piece of black Dublin, but it has a really, really nice feel and a great look to it. Check out that bright shiny luster. Here's the vertical card slots on the interior, and we do the vertical card slot Bugs Moran as a made-to-order item only at the moment. These have 2 card slots on the left, 2 on the right, and then there's hidden card slots underneath each of those stacks. Up next, we've got a really nice, more recent color edition from Horween Leather. This is a emerald green shell cordovan tall Tony the Ant. And this is very similar to our standard Tony the Ant wallets, except the exterior bill slot here extends all the way to the top, and we do not have that little thumb notch in the back here. But check out that emerald green color. Really nice, vibrant green shade. Sometimes those darker green shells can read a little bit more as like a black color, but this one definitely has a nice green to it. And on the interior of this one, we chose to flip the middle piece backwards here to show off the Horween ink stamp. And this is a made-to-order tall Tony the Ant. And here we have a Fat Herbie in my favorite texture that Horween does. This is the Western texture on natural shell cordovan. Take a look at that. Really great dynamic color on the natural shell here, especially with the texture. There's something about putting a print into the shells that sort of makes the colors get a little bit of a tipped look. So a little bit darker on the tops of the peaks of the texture and a little bit lighter of a color in the valleys. Take a look at the inside here. This is very unique. We've got a reverse black shell cordovan interior with some really dramatic color drips. And speaking of dramatic, check this out. This is the psychedelic violet shell cordovan. Really, really cool piece of leather here. Take a look at all that sort of like pooled dye look on the psychedelic here. And it definitely has a dramatic color shift that I've been talking a lot about. As I sort of spin it around, you might notice that the color becomes a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. So lighter at this angle here, and as I spin it backwards, a little bit darker at this angle. That's a really, really cool look. Take a look at the inside here. We've got more psychedelic shell cordovan. And it's a little bit difficult for me to show off just how interesting this color is because of how the shell is so reflective. It's hard to see some of the color sometimes, but really cool color range here from sort of a purple You get a little bit of a tan, some green shades in there. On the left side here, a little bit more purple, a little bit tan, and a little bit more of a darker green. And another brand new item that we've been selling a lot of recently, we offered the navy Chromexcel belts here starting earlier last week. So everybody that's picked up one of these has already received it. You're already checking out how amazing the navy Chromexcel is. It's really great aqua blue undertones with that darker blue sort of navy surface color. And these all have teardrop shaped holes and antique brass buckles. They're unlined belts, so they're extra comfortable. And we've been shipping out a lot of Apple Watch bands recently. This one here is in natural Chromexcel. The Apple Watch bands are also unlined straps, so they're very comfortable on your wrist. We use 6-ounce leather for the Apple Watch bands. So the natural Chromexcel here will darken and develop a really beautiful patina, as will most of the leathers that we use, with the exception of the black. Those don't tend to change very much. They tend to stay black, but they do develop a little bit of a depth and luster. The lighter colors, like the natural Chromexcel here, will become a little bit more golden, a little bit darker and more brown in color. And speaking of patina, this is our most popular leather and color right now. This is a natural shell cordovan Fat Herbie. I just love how the natural shell develops. So you can see this angle, a little bit more caramel in color, a little bit orange tones to it. And as I angle it, we do have a little bit of that color depth that we were seeing earlier in the inverted blue shell. A little bit lighter and more yellow at this angle, which is really fascinating. But as the natural shell cordovan is worn, definitely get a little bit darker, more caramel, more brown in color. I love the Fat Herbie too. This is the wallet that I suggest to everybody looking for a back pocket wallet. It just lays flatter because of these card holders. They're not stacked on top of each other, so we're spreading your contents of the wallet across more surface area, so it just lays flatter in your back pocket. Up next, I have a Bugs Moran in English Tan Dublin. This is our most popular non-shell cordovan color, and I think it's because it's pretty similar to the natural shell in terms of color. A little bit of an orangey tan shade. It's a really beautiful shade. The Bugs Moran here is a minimalist style. I suggest it to a lot of people that wear front pocket wallets. Up next is the classic. This is color number 8 shell cordovan. And color number 8 is a color name that means a dark brown burgundy shade. It's sort of like an oxblood color. So some angles, the color 8 will appear more of like a dark brown. And as you tilt the color 8 around, you might start to see some of these cherry, more oxblood burgundy shades start to appear. This one here is a really special Johnny of the Fox because we have 100% color number 8 shell cordovan. It's very difficult for us to get the thin pieces of color 8 shell cordovan for the insides of the Johnny of the Fox wallet. And we have to do that because there's so many layers of leather. We need to keep this wallet a manageable thickness. So you can see here, even with all those layers of shell, we still have a quite thin wallet. Up next is another English Tan Dublin piece, but this is the Tony the Ant. It's kind of similar to that Bugs Moran we looked at a moment ago, but this one has an additional bill slot on the exterior. And the other thing that we changed just a slight amount on the Tony the Ant is to make it a little bit wider. So you might notice if I stack these two on top of each other, the Bugs Moran is just slightly less wide. It's about the size of a deck of cards, the Bugs Moran, and the Tony the Ant is just a little bit bigger. And we did that to allow easier access to your cash inside the bill slot on the exterior. Another English Tan Dublin piece to look at. This is our most popular item by a lot. This is the English Tan Dublin Johnny of the Fox. Really beautiful orangey tan shade. Some angles actually find there's a little bit of red that sort of pops out with a little bit of a darker brown. And then other angles, we get more of these orangey, sort of yellowy tan shades. And then, of course, the pull-up on the Dublin is really neat. So you can see down the spine here, the color of this leather, as I sort of mobilize the waxes that are finished onto the surface of the leather, we reveal a little bit of these lighter undertones. So the English Tan Dublin has a really great color depth. And on the interior of this one, we have some very special English Tan Dublin horse front card slots. And we had to make these out of horse fronts to keep the wallet thin. Just like we did on the shell cordovan one, we have these specially made for us to be as thin as possible, as durable as possible, and to have really great aging characteristics. So here's another wallet with a horsehide interior, and this is the black Latigo horsehide on the inside. Very nice thickness on this particular Johnny of the Fox. This is another one in the Dublin leather, but this time we have black Dublin. For me, this is the best black leather around. It's the only black that I've come across that has any amount of character to it. A lot of black leathers that I come across might as well not be leather at all because they sort of just look like finish. And this Dublin here just has so much great natural character. If you look at the grain figuring here, you can see that little bits of texture, that definitely make it more of a natural vibe, and I really enjoy that on the black Dublin. The other thing I love about black Dublin, we have the black edges as well as the black interior, so it's a really great sort of stealthed out look on the black Dublin Johnny the Fox. And I've got two more items to show you, more minimalist styles to end up the day here, to end off the week. This is English Tan Dublin again on the Frank the Enforcer. Check out the figuring on this one. It's a really beautiful piece of English Tan Dublin. A really dynamic color range here. See how vibrant it is at this angle and a little bit more muted at this angle? There's some of those red tones that I was talking about that start to come through. Really beautiful Frank the Enforcer here that's shipping out today. Frank the Enforcer, 2 card slots in the front. There's one larger card slot in the center that will hold folded cash. And on the back, we have 1 card slot. And the last wallet here to show you, let's end it with a classic. This is the classic color number 8 shell cordovan. Really great luster on this one. It's almost hard to capture on the video here because it has such a bright, shiny mirror-like finish. But we do have that oxblood dark brown burgundy color for the color 8 here, again in the minimalist style of the Frank the Enforcer. This one has a waxed and burnished edge. Some of the wallets that we do, like the English Tan Dublin, we actually put a little bit of stain on the edges of the English Tan Dublin Johnny the Fox. And then the other wallets, like the black here, we don't actually need to apply stain because this leather is struck through. So it's black all throughout the cross section of the leather. And then the other one, color 8, we actually hand stain all of the color 8 Johnny the Foxes, including this 100% color 8 shell cordovan Johnny the Fox. So let's go back to the one we looked at the beginning, talking about hand stained edges. This one has blue edges that I forgot to show you. I just love the hand stained edges that we've been doing recently. We were able to get some stains that match the colors of each shell color. So we have this really nice continuous look that sort of matches the shell on the outside of this wallet as well as on the inside. So blue edges on this one we can do as a made to order item. I should mention all the made to order stuff. We do have a little bit of an upcharge. We have a 10% custom fee for all the made to order wallet. If you're interested in a made to order wallet, definitely let me know. You can email me at phil@ashlandleather.com. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today. And let me know if you ordered one of these. Maybe this is your wallet that you ordered. We're shipping out today. And in fact, if you ordered in the last 24 hours or so, you probably see your wallet in the video here. All right, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.